Hi. I love me too. I'm kidding. Love you too, Tony. My name is Classy, and I am a Glide baby, always. Always. Even in my adulthood, I'm a Glide baby. I have always known Glide. Glide has always been a part of my life. My mom had 10 kids, and growing up, we will always be at Glide. She got serviced here, housing, looking for a job, you name it. She was always here with us in the food line, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's where we ate growing up. I lived in a Bayview with my grandmother and her 12, 13 kids and all of my cousins, and it was a crazy time. I remember just running the streets with my brothers, getting into fights, not me, but my brothers. And I remember lots of illegal things going on with the adults downstairs of the house and kids running loose upstairs in the house. And at one point, my uncle decided that he was going to burn the house down. He just decided he was going to burn the house down. Something didn't go right in his mind, and he got high and decided to attempt to burn the house down, and was later learned, because I'm still here, that it was a gallon of water instead of gasoline. But he was so high that he didn't know the difference, and I'm glad he didn't know the difference. And so we ended up going to foster care. My mother's 10 kids, and we were all separated. So 2 went here, 3 went there, 1 went there. And we got to visit my mom on the weekends down here in the TL, which she's still here. And it just didn't sit right with me, always coming down here and being stuck in a house and like seeing all the poverty. And I just wanted to be a kid, and I felt like I wasn't able to be a kid while visiting my mom. And so when I was 12, I went to court. We had like a 6-month hearing. And I said, Judge, I don't want to have visitations anymore with my mom. And he was like, well, if you stop having visitations with your mom, then you also don't see your siblings. And I was like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And so he said, you also cannot choose your own family, unfortunately. And I said, but you're wrong. You're wrong. And so because I've always have known about Glide and have experienced Glide as a child, I knew that there was a community here that I could begin to build my family. And so I remember the first person I asked was CISO, and I was so nervous. And I went down to his office and I was like, so, can you be my daddy? And he was like, absolutely, yeah. And then Kimmy was there, and he said, this is your sister. We're family. And I felt so good. I felt so honored. And I knew that once I got to CISO, being my dad, then it was easy to kind of build the rest. And Joyce Hayes, who was a longtime member of Glide, she ran the children's program, and she actually was my foster mom at 12 because I switched homes, and I began living with Joyce. And Joyce, between Joyce, Jan, CISO, and I want to say like Marilyn, they put me in every single program that we had here, typing class, just everything, how to walk in heels, just everything. It was like, I can teach you. I'm a pro. But it was so beneficial to me as a young girl growing up in the TL, really. And then I met Linda Mantell, who's in the back. Her and her husband, David, became my mentor. And it was only supposed to be for 3 months because we were getting ready to do a big concert. I was in the children's choir, and we were getting ready to do a big concert. And so we had a mentorship program. And the mentorship was to, hook young people up with older people and, teach them practice with them and go shopping and get our hair and nails done and to prepare for the concert. And the 3-month commitment is now gone on 26 years with this lovely lady in the back. And I'm just so grateful because Marvin talked about birthing, and I feel like this church has rebirthed me. You know, like I came from such a bad situation, living in the Bayview with so many things that has happened, and I feel like although my family is crazy, so I always say like y'all crazy too, but my family is crazy. And being at Glide kind of balanced my crazy. Does that make sense? I love it. But it works. It works. I remember asking so many people here when I came back from the court to be my relatives. And everybody said yes. And it made my heart so happy. And I was like, and I remember going back to see that judge. And I couldn't wait to just be like, what you say now? What you was saying? You said I couldn't choose my family, but I did. You know, I got 3 mamas, I got a best friend, I got my pastor, I got my daddy, I got my sisters. I built my whole family. And I'm just so grateful for this place. I think that every child really should experience Glide as a young one, because we had a town hall a while ago, and it was so interesting to hear all of the different baggage or regrets of being in a certain denomination and coming to Glide to kind of recover from those things. But as a child, let me tell you, as a child growing up at Glide, you don't have all that because you get to experience every religion. And so it's easy for us to be like, yeah, I can do Buddha, he cool. I can do God, he all right. Jesus is my homie. It's so easy to do that. So bring your kids here and let them experience Glide and let them grow up at Glide so that when they're older, they don't have all that baggage. And they're not recovering Catholics or recovering whatever. That's it. I can go on and on, but it's been 7 minutes. My name is Classy, and I am Glide.